Hello, good afternoon. Thank you for joining us in today's webinar, Modern Mobility Solutions for the Frontline Worker. My name is Roberto Roque, and I'm a Director of Strategic Partnerships OS Platforms for SOTI. With me is Marek Pajączkowski, Knox Partner Program Manager for Europe, Samsung.
Hello, everybody. Nice to have you here.
During today's webinar, Marek and I will be discussing the latest mobility solutions that both SOTI and Samsung have developed to help organizations empower their frontline workers. These past 2 years have given us a deeper appreciation for those who have risked their lives in order to keep the world turning. I'm talking about nurses, doctors, police officers, field services, transportation logistic workers, and the list goes on and on. This re-energized appreciation for our frontline workers has also led us to realize how outdated and inefficient some of those field operational processes are for our frontline heroes. Think about it. How efficient can it be to use clipboards, pen and paper process to capture data at a job site? Not very efficient at all. For example, take a field service where forms are handwritten on site, then that data has to be typed into a system. Oftentimes, these field workers must also carry a camera with their clipboards because they're required to show proof. Then those pictures have to be uploaded to a system. So now you have to plug in the camera into a PC and so on and so on. Who knows the challenges that they face along the way? I get overwhelmed just thinking about it, especially when you can modernize these processes with the right mobility strategy. With the SOTI ONE platform and Samsung's enhanced hardware solutions, you can digitally transform your field operations in a cost-efficient, reliable, and secure method. Our agenda for today is as follows. For those of you who are on but not familiar with SOTI, I'll provide a quick company overview. Afterwards, Marek will take us through the Samsung solution offerings, and lastly, I'll walk you through our SOTI ONE platform, and then we'll finish up with some Q&A. So what is SOTI? From a business perspective, SOTI has been around since 1995, a pioneer and leader in the EMM space. We have had over 101 consecutive quarters of profitability. We have over 17,000 enterprise customers managing millions of devices and are growing at a phenomenal rate of 35% year over year. And we've been doing this for the past 5 years. SOTI is a Canadian company. However, the majority of our revenue comes from exporting our software all around the world. And we do this with the help of over 4,000 partners all around the world. SOTI is a Samsung Knox Platinum partner and has had a long established partnership with Samsung for over 8 years. SOTI's enterprise solutions are recognized within the industry, having won multiple awards through the years. Most recently, PC Mag has rated SOTI as the best mobile device management solution 4 years in a row. Deloitte has recognized SOTI as one of the fastest growing technology companies in North America, and we won this award 3 years in a row. Amongst others, SOTI has also won several awards for our IoT solutions like the IoT Breakthrough Award and the IoT Evolution Award. SOTI's technology is called the SOTI ONE Platform, and it's an integrated suite of mobility and IoT solutions. Each solution works on its own to solve today's toughest mobility challenges, but working together, SOTI ONE tears down mobility silos and connects everything: mobile devices, IoT endpoints, apps, and back-end office systems. Well, we'll get into that a little bit shortly, but for now, I'll pass the presentation back over to Marek, who will be discussing Samsung solutions for the frontline workers. Marek?
Thank you, Roberto. So as was mentioned before, SOTI is a long partner of ours and a high-level partner as well. It's due to the legacy of Knox platform, where we actually started with security. Now Knox is a brand, and the platform consists of multiple different solutions. So as you may see, together with SOTI, we are connected on multiple levels. We have Knox Capture, we have SOTI connected to Knox Mobile Enrollment, where we can actually deploy tools. And we also have manageability connection through UEM partner ecosystem, KSP plugin, and Knox eFOTA One service to take care of your firmware updates. On top of that, the hardware security part connected with Knox platform for enterprise and security tokens within our device platform, well, they give additional values. Next slide, please. So as we are partnering, we actually connected through KSP. KSP is a 0-day availability for features that Samsung brings to um, together with his platform. So while connected to KSP, SOTI will deliver the first 0-day experience on the newest features that are available together with Samsung Knox platform. This is a part of the validation process. That's why you see the badge on the left side where SOTI is basically a Knox validated program platinum partner. So it's quite a unique badge here. It's one of the 2 global partners that ever reached this level. Next slide, please. So the features that you may actually have let's say, connected to SOTI coming from Samsung are listed here. They include DeX management, basically console setup, some connectivity, some security settings, certificate management, all the valuable stuff that gives enterprises new quality of usage for their mobile devices. So SOTI and Samsung together give that value with a 0-day approach. So that means whenever Samsung gives something new to their ecosystem, SOTI is the first one to have it. Next slide, please. So examples, you probably heard or seen our beautiful rugged devices series, our X covers and our tab actives. For example, one of those capabilities that we bring together with SOTI is the power to manage the remap key feature. So remap key is a hardware button on the side of the device where you can actually let's say attach a specific feature to that button. So for easy and fast access in the field force environment, it's very important to have. Like, for example, it can be used for instant communication with your colleagues, for push to talk kind of experience. So that's one of the features. Additionally, it can be connected to any application, and that application, well, probably something that is handling a very serious process and is needed for you to have instant access. With this hardware button, it's also available in very hard conditions because you can actually be wearing a glove and using that hardware button together with the stylus. You can navigate through the menu of the application, having it launch instantly from that button itself. So this is one of the capabilities. Also mentioned earlier, different sorts of settings and capabilities connected to all the connectivity that is, let's say, based on the device. It's also available there, so you can have a lot of configuration, a lot of settings, a lot of profiling and custom built for your specific needs, whatever your daily routines and process will have to face. We're ready for that. We're gonna custom build the configuration and provide it to your mobile device. Next slide, please. So also one of the capabilities is actually to manage the DeX mode. DeX mode is a easy say easy to plug in desktop experience coming out of the mobile device. It gives a lot of qualities, it gives a lot of capabilities. It's only limited by the imagination of our users. So we have built scenarios for point of sales. We also have built scenarios for big storage spaces where the tablet connected to a big screen gave additional menu and space for applications to be shown. But together with SOTI, we can provide full deployment of such a device. It can be fully managed, configured. You can provide the customization needed for your specific tasks, and all the policies will be included in that profile. So on top of that, again, some push to talk, for example, capabilities, but also scanning. Well, with Samsung Pay, you can have kind of an MPOS experience here, and additional desktop makes it all available on a big screen, which makes it easy to handle. Next slide, please. So instead of using old, let's say, not efficient, rugged devices, which are very highly priced and usually outdated with the software, we are now able to provide something fresh, something new, something that goes beyond the limitations of already known rugged devices. If I can get the next slide, please. So Samsung is actually looking at a field force from a perspective of usability, and we want to add more and more capabilities to our portfolio to address the needs of our customers. Therefore, early this year, we have launched a product called Samsung Knox Capture, where it's actually a scanning engine, scanning application, scanning tool for barcode scanning. We can scan a different source of barcodes, but the important case is that, well, first of all, it's actually built into the device. You have to activate it by buying a license, and once you do, the scanning button, the trigger, will come up together with the Samsung native keyboard, as you can see on the left side. It can be also remapped to the hardware key. Thanks to the integration we have with SOTI, SOTI can provide that kind of remapping capability automatically. So the process is quite easy. Whenever you want to scan any barcode, you just simply highlight the text window where you want to input the data from that scan. The traditional Samsung keyboard arrives, and you have the button on top of it, simply starting the scan. Whenever you aim the camera at the barcode, it instantly scans in the data into the text window. After it's done, which is very fast, the data can be processed further within the workflow that you're trying to address. Also, the same story goes with the remap button. So if you want to use the scanning on the remap button with the remap button capability, you simply start the scanning from pushing that button, and we go directly to scanning. So there are many values of this kind of solution. First of all, it's software based. So whenever you're gonna have different sorts of barcodes coming to your process, you actually will be able to address them all. And if there would be any issue with a new type of barcode, actually the only thing you're gonna need, it's an update that will come frequently to our software. So no issues on the hardware side. You don't have to frequently change and update your hardware, which might be quite expensive. So that's one very important value. And the other thing is that, well, since the scanning capability is either connected to a keyboard or a hardware button, it can actually jump around multiple applications. So if you have multiple applications that would require scanning capability, you don't need to hard code this engine into a specific application, as it is already connected to the keyboard. And whenever you highlight or mark the text field in different applications, always can count on Knox Capture to scan in the information from the barcode to any application you would like to address. Next slide, please. What is very important here is that Knox Capture is connected with SOTI in a way that you can actually push down the configuration of Knox Capture using EMM, SOTI EMM. So what can you do? So you can create a profile to limit the number of barcodes that can be scanned to the number and type of barcodes that you are addressing with your processes. This will speed up things, as you don't have to analyze types of barcodes that you don't need. This kind of profile might actually give you additional time, and time means money. That's one thing. Second thing, if you're already doing the profiling on the scanning capability, you can actually lock it down so that your users will not manipulate that and will always have a device ready to work with the profile that you prefer to have. So this capability is very easy, and it's available from the SOTI EMM console, and you can address multiple devices with a single profile upload. Next slide, please. But we are not actually closing ourselves only to scanning when we're thinking about frontline employees. Therefore, there are multiple applications, multiple software capabilities that we are providing as Samsung. We started Knox for Frontline project, and now it's already SDK available. We have KME that is in the new version, a desktop version, which is actually giving you an offline experience of profiling devices. So whenever you want to have a internal configuration, not connected to cloud services at all. SOTI and KME desktop, the proper name is direct, is actually addressing that capability. Knox capture, as mentioned, can give you scanning. Knox asset intelligence, very important part of our environment, will give the capability to check the status of the devices and their hardware components. So you can check the status of the battery life, you can see the CPU performance, you can see the application power management tools and all that. With Knox AI, we give you secure space to secure your machine learning models that you use to make your processes more efficient. With all that said, we, together with SOTI, want to be ready for all the challenges of the frontline use cases, frontline processes, and we want to teach our customers how to use those complex devices that they have in their pockets and their field processing tasks. Next slide, please. So, as you know, field force is sometimes challenging. Basically, you're gonna have to meet a lot of different environments. So sometimes it's bad weather, sometimes it's very hot outside. Our rugged devices are all capable of working in that environment. So not only they are kind of ready for harsh weather conditions, but they also give you additional capabilities like an S Pen solution in our tablets, which gives you the capability of working with your gloves on. So if you could imagine a minus 20-degree temperature and you would have to use a touch screen, which probably might have some issues with that temperature itself, but even the fact that your hands will get cold after 30 minutes, well, that's going to be an issue on the processing efficiency. With us, you can keep your gloves on. We have the S Pen, which is navigating fully across the menus on the touch screen. Devices are rugged, so even in case of any drop case or some kind of an incident, they will probably last much longer than any other typical devices. They are equipped with hardware keys that are specifically there to be connected to your applications that you addressing your process with, and they in some cases have also support for DeX. Therefore, they can be used in a laptop PC kind of experience if you have such. Sometimes you have employees that have to go in and out from the office to manage the process. With the tablet that is connected to DeX capability, they can use the device as a PC inside of the office and outside. It can be served as a mobile device with all the process within the same single device. Let's go further, please. All that capabilities bring us to the use cases. So we see a lot of potential use cases here. We have use cases for manufacturing where the efficiency is very important and downtime is something that you wouldn't like to have. Therefore, Knox Asset Intelligence gives you the control over any potential downtime incidents by monitoring the shape and status of the devices. And transportations and logistics, you get to have the scanning capability, you get to have the signature capability with the S Pen, and push-to-talk capability, which is very important because communication logistics is one of the highest priorities. In retail, scanning and all that, say security and the hardware ruggedness of the devices give you a lot of advantages. With healthcare, the fact that devices are waterproof, give you and damage proof, they basically give you a lot of capabilities. All that use case that we are now addressing is probably beyond the imagination of our customers, but we will try to give them this knowledge as soon as possible with all the capabilities highlighted together with our best partners like SOTI. Next slide, please. Thank you.
Thanks, Marek. In the next part of the session, we'll be reviewing 3 solutions of the SOTI ONE platform: SOTI MobiControl, our robust EMM solution; SOTI Assist, the industry's first help desk solution that is purpose-built to fix mobile device problems, and SOTI Snap, a cross-platform rapid app development solution for business. Let's get started. SOTI MobiControl is an industry-leading EMM solution and SOTI's flagship product. It is utilized by over 17,000 organizations globally, from small businesses with a smaller device deployment all the way up to Fortune 100 enterprises managing over 500,000 devices worth millions of dollars. Regardless of organizational size or vertical, visibility is crucial for the IT administrator to conduct tasks such as real-time inventory control and monitoring devices that are out in the field. MobiControl provides organizations essential visibility, taking the necessary actions to manage complex mobile landscapes. Most importantly, it empowers frontline workers to drive operational efficiency through a single pane of glass. MobiControl is Knox validated EMM solution, and it is also part of the short list of Android Enterprise recommended EMM solutions having over 6,000 device management capabilities. Over the next couple of minutes, I'm going to be highlighting some of the MobiControl features that are crucial for the frontline worker with mission critical device deployments. Let's take a look at what the console and user experience is like. What you're seeing along the top are a variety of different charts based on manufacturer, battery percentage, and available memory. I can get total storage, enrollment time, and add as many charts as I'd like along the top, as these are customizable. On the left-hand side, what you're seeing are the device groups and their respective relationships. The folders hierarchy facilitates the management of thousands of devices for organizations that have complex, globally distributed locations, warehouses, and facilities for which all devices abide by different profiles, regional regulations, compliance policies, and functional requirements. In this scenario, we have chosen to organize the devices by region. So what you're seeing on the top left is countries, UK, France, Germany, Russia, and the US. As I go into a specific subfolder, I can go down to the state level, and then within that state level, I can even go down to different stores in that particular state. I can even go a step further to different device types, such as corporate store or associates, warehouse, and so on and so forth. Having such granular control and visibility allows the IT administrator to get ahead of key challenges facing organizations today, such as flexible policy management, regulatory, or security requirements. Now let's look into a specific store staging environment. As soon as I clicked on the staging folder, all the charts above have updated automatically to reflect the devices within that group. Looking at the 46 device records, I see a lot of useful information such as manufacturer, model OS version, security patch versions. In fact, we collect more than 160 different variables that can be displayed or actioned, meaning that you have the flexibility to surface key information relevant to your operation at the click of a mouse. Furthermore, our advanced search capabilities enable you to search against any of those 160 variables and configurations for quick reporting and diagnosis, regardless of complexity of the requests. Let's take a look at how that works. So in this simple scenario, I need to locate Shosh's device. I'll do a quick search for Shosh, and it will find all devices that have the Shosh in them. With Shosh's devices now identified, I can go even deeper into the device's details. When I tap on that particular device, I can see all of its details. This includes device status, hardware details, whether it has antivirus, custom attributes, cellular details, if this device is pertaining to a specific user, or all the configurations or profiles that have been applied to this particular device. I can even look at the applications that are currently on the device. I can see all the different versions of these applications, and from here, I can remove a specific application, or I can just remove the data associated with that particular application. When a device has been lost or stolen, it can cause significant reduction in employee productivity, as well as negatively impacting the bottom line. While these consequences are troublesome, the cost of replacing hardware pales in comparison to the impact of a compromised device. I think we've all heard of situations where compromised data has cost organizations well into the millions. And that's where this location tab comes into play. When I tap on the location tab, I can locate my device in real time. I can zoom in and pinpoint the exact device location. I can even change this to an aerial view, which will provide even more detail. Here, we have the capability called geofencing. This feature allows me to create a geographical fence around any area within the map. The fence can be of any polygonal shape or size, which provides a great deal of flexibility. Once I have this fence, I can be alerted when the device enters or exits that particular fence. I can even force enable device policies around this area. The use cases for the Frontline are endless for this example. We have retail customers that track when devices happen to leave the store property so that they can be locked down and located, or even set off an alarm letting the end user know that the device is off limits. Our customers with high security needs use this to disable the camera and USB connection settings to ensure that the data can't be copied or pictures can't be taken. As soon as the device happens to leave that geofenced area, the camera capabilities are now enabled. For our TNL customers, this and the speed control feature are vital to their delivery operations. Think about it. Drivers are provided with a device that may have a bunch of applications which are required for their jobs, but unnecessary and distractive while driving. With speed control, you can set the device to kiosk mode, only allowing a set of applications on the user interface, such as hand-free calling and GPS or telematics, once the device travels at a predefined speed. In the event of an accident, it'll also be recorded that the device was on kiosk mode, thus negating any claim of distracted driver due to the device provided by the company. Once the driver gets to the desired destination, you can also notify and verify the time of arrival. In the event of a backup at a loading dock, it provides proof in order to avoid any late potential penalties. Now let's take a look at one of the most powerful capabilities of MobiControl, which is remote control. Remote control enables a support worker at the tap of a button to get directly into a device and see exactly what the end user sees on their screen, regardless of where they are in the world. For every activity the user performs, I can see exactly what's going on. But not only that, I have the ability to use my mouse and keyboard as if I was tapping on that device. I can even go in and touch the physical buttons and play around with the screen. I can turn up the volume. I can turn on the volume, I can turn the screen off, I can even turn the screen back on and use my mouse to swipe up. So essentially, it's as if having that device, which could be anywhere in the world, at this point in time is in the palm of my hands. So how is this applicable? Imagine that your organization is repurposing this BYOD device to be used by a corporate manager. For such a user case, there's no need for personal applications like Snapchat, Tinder, Facebook, Netflix. Well, you get the point. Now, the device is in New York, but you're in Ohio and need to make sure that the device correctly configures to the policies and profiles assigned and created for the device belonging to the corporate folder. So what we're going to do is simply drag and drop this particular device into that corporate folder. And if you watch very carefully on the device itself, you'll see applications like Snapchat, Tinder, and the likes of personal apps have been removed and other corporate apps like SOTI Serve have appeared. With a simple click and drag, we have silently blacklisted certain applications and silently installed new applications without any end user interaction. This device is now a perfect example of a corporate-owned, fully managed device. Another feature I'd like to highlight that is vital for the frontline worker with mission-critical device deployments is called lockdown. To show you that, I'm going to take this device and drag it into the Store Associate folder, which has been configured for a single user purpose-built device. As you can see, the look and feel of the device has now been completely customized, bringing to the forefront applications which are critical to specific job functions, while removing those which are not. In the case of the Store Associate, we removed access to Play Store and settings, and essentially you've created a purpose-built device. In this case of Rocket Fruit Company, they have customized their devices, enabling the UI to meet requirements of each individual job function while also adhering to brand standards. Lockdown is a key tool to ensure optimal efficiency. Downtime is reduced from associates playing around with the device or modifying settings. Additionally, by removing any distractions from the device, employees remain focused on the tasks they need to complete. Also in the background, the device has been locked down to key functionalities such as access to settings, auto applications, and OS updates to ensure full regulatory compliance. So there you can see that the device has been customized. There's only a certain set of applications allowed on the device, and everything else which you would regularly see on your personally owned device has now been customized and blocked. As you can see, a robust EMM solution like SOTI MobiControl will play a pivotal role in the journey of digital transformation for the frontline worker. Putting it all together, the top features to highlight are zero-touch deployment allows you to pre-configure and deploy a large number of devices without having to individually touch each one of them. Over the past year, this has gained a lot of momentum as it allows employers to send pre-configured devices to their workforce for a customized out-of-the-box experience. MobiControl supports both Knox mobile enrollment as well as Google zero-touch deployment tools. Speed control and geofencing allows the IT administrator to apply and enforce device policies based on location and/or speed of travel. Using the device's GPS, you can set policies like restricting which applications are made available to the end user while the device is traveling at a predetermined speed. For example, 10 miles an hour or more. This not only prevents drivers from being distracted because of device usage, but it also creates a log for administration and tracking purposes. MobiControl supports the management of all types of device usage, from BYOD, where only work profiles are managed, to corporate-owned devices, which is complete device management, and then lastly, single-use or purpose-built device management, as we just saw in the case of the Rocket Fruit Company. MobiControl is Knox validated, which means it has been tested to support all Knox solutions, making it a power management solution for Samsung devices. Remote control empowers the administrator with a tool which allows them to troubleshoot and support devices already deployed in the field in real time. Application and data management allows the admin to select which applications are allowed to be used on the device, or alternatively, it also enables the admin to blacklist unwanted applications. Furthermore, you can enforce policies to keep your data usage in check by limiting things such as roaming, streaming out of Wi-Fi connectivity, and by blocking the device's ability to be used as an internet hotspot. The next product in the SOTI ONE platform, which I will review, is SOTI Assist, the industry's first help desk solution that is purpose-built to fix mobile device problems. The SOTI Assist help desk solution integrates with SOTI MobiControl to provide IT professionals and device administrators a tool that enables them to deliver the best end user experience possible while still meeting their KPIs. Our mission-critical frontline workers have identified some of those KPIs to involve one-touch resolution rates, total ticket resolution times, and maintaining an efficient support cost structure. To best illustrate, let's pick back up with our friends at the Rocket Food Company in a scenario where they have found an error with one of their enterprise applications. This is the SOTI Assist console that has the help desk capabilities for the IT admin to enter all the typically required information when an end user calls in. But what's most important is that you see the actual end user screen from the moment you log in and log a ticket. In this scenario, a ticket is being created for the missing bananas, and as you can see, they have already been in a remote control troubleshooting session for over 9 minutes. Here, the IT admin is able to embed a screenshot of the device in real time and immediately into the ticket. This provides a visual representation of the problem from the end user's point of view. With SOTI Assist, we can also record a video of the problem as well as record a video with the device user's voice as they're describing the problem. And that recorded gets embedded into the ticket as well. So now, for example, if the IT admin wants to replicate the issue the end user is having, they can simply start a video recording session and ask the end user to walk through the steps in which he is encountering the problem. So here, the end user goes back into the Rocket fruit stand app. We can see the missing bananas. They tap on the apples. We see that's okay. They tap on the bananas, and that's where there's a problem. I can then stop the recording, and the video gets fully embedded into the ticket as well. So now this mobile troubleshooting ticket has an image and a detailed description and video of the problem as spoken by the end user. The following feature is called screen drawing or two-way annotation, which allows both the IT admin and the end user to visually interact and display the desired visual outcome. Capturing this data in real time from your frontline workers is priceless. It gives enterprises the insight and flexibility to adapt and transform their mobile workflows on demand in order to stay efficient. So at this point, the IT admin and the end user have started a screen drawing session in order to illustrate how to correct the issue. The end user draws where the banana icon should go. End user also highlights that when the add button is pressed, that the app is calculating a price of $99 instead of 99 cents, which is a little pricey for produce in my opinion. The IT admin then draws a box to highlight that the total price before tax, the tax, and the total price itself are all incorrect. So now, as you can see, once they're both aligned of the outcome, and a screenshot can be captured and then embedded into the ticket. So think about how powerful it is when trying to resolve an issue on the field, that you can have a video, description of the issue, but not only that, you have the drawing directly on the screen of what your field worker wants to see, whether it's on the application or whatever it is you're trying to troubleshoot. This is where a powerful tool called Device Snapshot comes into play. When I tap on Device Snapshot, I get all the device details and configuration settings. I know what profiles have been applied. I know what applications are on the device and all the different versions. I know the battery, the memory, the signal strength, and the storage. All that information is available and gets embedded into the ticket when you tap on the Device Snapshot. But not only that, but Assist also allows you to capture log files in order to debug your problems. On Samsung devices, Android debug logs are precious to developers, but require the user to physically connect their device to a laptop or a desktop. Then that user has to run a command prompt, then run a script, which extracts the logs from the device. And lastly, they've got to email those logs to the IT department. IT department then downloads the logs, and then they upload them into the ticket. And finally, the log gets embedded to the ticket themselves. So it's a pretty lengthy process, not easy to complete at all. But with SOTI Assist, that whole process gets eliminated with a single push of a button. Here you're seeing the download device logs button that I can simply tap, and immediately the logs from that device are embedded into the SOTI Assist ticket. I can now view those logs in real time. We can also take the MobiControl logs and even gather other application logs and embed them directly into the ticket. This enables IT to see everything in real time, enabling immediate problem identification. Additionally, this eliminates much of the back and forth time between the developer, the technician, and the end user. This is extremely important, especially for those mission critical environments where every second matters. So as you can see, SOTI Assist is a must for any organization with mission critical device deployments, which mandate zero downtime. This is also a great tool for managed service providers. The key features which are essential for the frontline workers are remote control on demand allows you to remotely support devices deployed whenever and wherever they may be for quick troubleshooting and diagnosis. Record video and voice troubleshooting session in order to replicate the error that is being experienced by the end user. Screen drawing or two-way annotation for thorough communication and desired visual outcome between the IT admin and or support agent and the device end user. Android debug logs and application logs at the click of a finger. This enables IT to see everything in real time, enabling immediate problem solving identification, saving you time and money. And most importantly, all that integrates into a troubleshooting ticket for a simplified workflow. So the application that we have been looking at was entirely built using SOTI Snap, our rapid app development platform. The application was built by a non-developer without any knowledge of code, and it was built in minutes using simple drag and drop type capabilities. SOTI Snap is a cross-platform rapid app development tool that empowers enterprises with the ability to develop enterprise applications in-house and in minutes without any knowledge of programming at all. You can build applications that use a Knox capture solution for an optimal user experience on a Samsung lineup of rugged devices. To quickly demonstrate how simple and intuitive SOTI Snap is, let's go back to the example of our friends at the Rocket Fruit Company and their urgent need to fix the issue of the missing bananas. What you're seeing on the screen is the SOTI Snap app development environment. On the left-hand side are widgets, which is where all the magic comes from, hiding all the different source code. I can now select a widget, then drag and drop it to that particular widget onto the center area, which is called the mobile canvas. When I drag and drop into that mobile canvas, what you see on the right-hand side are called properties. They are associated with that particular widget. In the case of the missing bananas, the image widget is dragged and dropped into the mobile canvas. Now you could see on the right-hand side are the properties. An image is added and selected from the computer files. It is then reformatted to customize the desired look and feel of the application. So now the issue of the missing bananas is almost fixed. We can then go in, adjust the font, adjust the size and the positioning so it looks as exactly as we want it to. The next issue, aside from the missing image that came up, was the error when pressing the plus button and what happens when it's and how it's calculating. Now, since this is a logic-based issue, we need to open up the Events tab on the top right-hand corner. The Event tab now opens in the Blocky editor, which allows us to add logic to any application created. SOTI Blockly is a visual block programming interface which allows logic to be added using a drag and drop type of interface. In this scenario, you can see how simple it is to correct the issue by simply adding a decimal place to the logic on the second line. The Blocky editor page gets updated and that particular block was now saved. This application is now ready to be previewed before it is deployed back to the end user in order to make sure that everything looks good within the app. So now you can see the default skin is selected and everything looks good. The banana icon is there, the calculations appear to be correct, and the app is now ready to be published. When we published the application, all the devices with that app will get that new version immediately without having to go to the App Store or Play Store. And now we're done. We're back up and running. Now, from what we just saw, think for a moment where this powerful tool can come to help your business. And the answer is just about anywhere and everywhere enterprise applications are needed on demand. With SOTI Snap, your company can create enterprise applications for any need of the business without having to spend the time and money on developers. Snap is a tool which will catapult your company's digital transformation journey by facilitating the replacement of outdated paper and pen workflows. Create any enterprise application to replace any type of form, surveys, or field data collection sheets. The ease of use of this tool also allows you to keep your application relevant and useful for your frontline workers. Make changes to your application on demand or as required by your frontline workers and publish them instantaneously for immediate usage. Imagine the impact this type of solution could bring to improve efficiency, reduce operational costs, and improve employee satisfaction. So as we put it all together, in this session, we were able to illustrate how SOTI and Samsung have a complete set of enterprise solutions to help organizations modernize their mobility strategy for the frontline worker. How digital transformation of field operation for continuous improvement is attained through the replacement of outdated paper and pen process with a mobile device and a SOTI Snap custom application. We also discussed that a reduction in the total cost of ownership on hardware with reliable and durable Samsung devices, their security, protection of the data, and usage efficiency is managed with SOTI MobiControl. And then lastly, the mitigation of device downtime can be managed with SOTI Assist for those mission critical devices used by our frontline workers. So at this time, I'd like to open up for any questions that might be on the chat. What you're also seeing is two of the websites, both for SOTI and for the Knox Partner Program to get more information on either of the solutions. So with that said, I will reach back out to Marek to see if there's any questions on for any of our attendees.
Yes, so thanks, Roberto. The questions may be asked on the side menus in a question space. You basically need to have that question sign in. We couldn't see it otherwise. So if you want to ask a question, go to your menus. There's a side menu on questions, and you can type them inside there. If there are no questions, if nobody wants to ask any questions, we would like to thank you for participating, and please communicate with us by giving links and contact points.
Perfect. So I see no questions at the time, so I think we'll just wrap it up for now. Marek, thank you. Thanks to the Samsung team, everybody on the webinar. Thank you for your time. Thank you for attendance. And please follow up with us for further information. Either visit the websites or contact us directly. Thank you.
Wait a second. Thank you, Roberto, as well. But I see we have a question actually from RJ. So, will Knox Asset Intelligence be supported on MobiControl? Roberto, you want to take this one?
Yeah, absolutely. That's a great question. So with our platinum partnership means we work very closely at integrating either those Knox solutions and work together on integrated anything solutions that SOTI might have along with Samsung to answer your question. Yes, MobiControl will be supporting Knox Asset Intelligence. We also have another product within our MobiControl, our SOTI ONE portfolio, which is Insight. So we will also be integrating some of those capabilities of deeper device information into that tool as well.
We have another question, Roberto. A MTD solution with a Samsung API and SOTI ecosystem, is it possible?
So MTD is something our teams are currently developing. We do have right now capabilities for MTDs through what's offered on KPE. We are looking to extend that product offering actually in the next couple of months.
I'm sure it's possible. Thanks for mentioning, Thomas. I'm gonna push Roberto more to actually make that development for you guys. If that's what you needed, well, Roberto, we have to deliver.
Absolutely.
Any additional questions? There's still some time. Thank you, Thomas. Thank you, RJ, for asking questions. If no more questions to be asked, please disconnect. We're gonna see by such, lowering the number of users will show us that there's no more questions for sure. Okay, I see the number is popping down. Thank you very much, everybody. Roberto, thank you very much. Let's see you next time then. See everybody next time.
Thanks all. Take care.
Take care.
Bye.
Goodbye, everybody.